Different. Phobos, notoriously known for, repping his axe, repping his Spirit Breaker. Been a big popular one that he's been rolling with. But first we saw that Morphling, and now a Treant Protector. Definitely new and exciting. I'm really curious and really percolated about how this is going to go. But here we go, leading in. Ake is going to be playing your Wisp. This is Alliance on your Dire side, right? Tethering near Nikwa, who's going to be playing the Bat Rider. Mad is going to be on the support Ogre. Pajkatt on the Windranger, and that leaves Loda on your Slardar. For the side of Na'Vi, Radiant side, Soniko and your support Vengeful Spirit will be Vanscore playing the Ancient Apparition. Dendi on the Storm Spirit. Phobos is going to be playing what looks like your offlane Treant Protector, and that will leave His Majesty Havost playing the Wraith King here. So, Treant. And it looks like he might be soloing this offlane. Definitely has plenty of regen. 4 tangos, stout shield. He'll eventually get living armor. Maybe he can always hide out under nature's guise. I'm just curious to see the tactics here for your offlane tree. Most offlaners, they have a way to get the hell out if trouble comes in. Work with the jungle maybe if the offlane's hard, or it's very different.
It's tough for him. He even had to play a slightly crappy ward as well. This one's not really recommended, doesn't spot much. You won't be noticing supports rotating over. The only thing it really checks is the rune in this kind of area. I guess you can also spot heroes that are sitting about here that are looking to swing up into the offlane and kill you, but as a whole, the ward's not the most ideal, so he's going to have a slightly weak ward, and he also doesn't have the best offlane hero. He's got big HP, but that's about it.
Looks like Na'Vi are going to be able to grab up both runes. And I think according to stats, it's like 63% that you win a game when you get both runes. So I guess we might as well be ready for a game number 3 here.
That's what we wanted, guys. More games.
These games have definitely been really exciting. So, really innovative here.
I'm sorry, it's an offlane Bat Rider. It's not a... I guess Pajkatt is actually playing mid here. My mistake. Forgot there was a Bat Rider.
They've been switching things up, so it's totally understandable. And for now, it's a dual lane as Matt's trying to kind of be in the bouncer here, preventing Dendi from getting a lot in the early CS game. But there you see Soniko shows up and is like, nah, not happening so easy. I'm going to bully back you.
Wow, look at this damage on Bat Rider.
Force the two of them out. But
they really almost got that kill. The nerf to attack speed there on Chilling Touch hurt him a bit. Havost was about to attack and then throw a stun, but the attack came so late that he ended up canceling it. And they could have gotten him, I think, if he didn't cancel that attack. I didn't expect him to do that much damage, but man, Chilling Touch is the skill.
It's so good at level 1.
It's 150 magic damage for every hero for each person that attacks at least 3 times. So that's a huge nuke if you think about it. Most nukes do about 100 damage, 75 damage with 1 skill point. So if you're getting 150 per person, that's amazing.
And usually when you're engaging those first runes or maybe moving through the jungle at the start, it's easy that you're going to be amongst 3 or 4 of your allies. So and landing a Chilling Touch onto your whole team is not that hard. Stun's actually going to whiff here onto Phobos, but Loda continues to move forward and just try to pressure this tree. It's like, I'm not usually going against a tree, but I'll make it work. And there's going to be the Leech Seed, and it's actually Phobos who's going to be able to get a little bit of that life back. Not really too phased from that early push. And even the Orb of Venom here on Loda as well, just so he can easily bully back the tree.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't think it counts as living armor blockages. I might be wrong on that one, but I'll check for that later. But even if it doesn't, it's still pretty good. The main issue with the offlane tree, though, is he's out of mana already. You get like 1 leech.
It does cost a lot. And the early, that nerf that came out for living armor, at level 1, 2, 3, even the cooldown feels so long now. They used to be so short. So put it out there for yourself and your whole team, but you got to get it quickly leveled up. Even in your support, you just got to try to get the 7.
Haste on Ogre, this is really dangerous.
Yeah, Phobos is in trouble here.
Ignite, so.
No nature's guys, no way to get away, just a living armor and a prayer. But nobody's listening. As he does get taken down, it's going to be Mad who picks up the first kill, and it's Alliance who do strike first.
He maybe could have prevented that death since there was vision on the haste rune, but I'm sure he was busy not looking at what rune got picked up. So a little unfortunate, man. All 3, like every single game today, we've seen a haste rune at 2 or 4 minutes, and a kill happens because of it. Just remember, there used to be haste runes spawning at 0 seconds. Like that stuff was crazy. That's why I got removed, because it impacted the game too much. If 2 bounty runes impacts the game to a 60% chance of winning, think of what a haste rune does.
There was a bounty in a haste /DD or something. We really see some blood. Yeah.
Invises were huge on supports in the early game. You could just set up kills mid.
You see here Soniko steps away from the mid lane to be an aid here for bottom.
He really wants to dive this.
Yeah.
Nico's got good positioning, and somebody did ping over there. I didn't see what team it was. They may know that he's there. The Dire team doesn't have a ward that spotted it, but it's nice to swing around this early, and if they still chill and touch, they do. So if they can get a catch, they actually have a full mid.
Yep. Pajkatt here. Pajkatt holds strong.
They're trying to find Nico. They spot him now. They see him, but they've given up. No point waiting any longer. Nico positioned well.
Denny's at 18 and 4, neck and neck with Pajkatt. So that early harassment coming out from both sides hasn't really been too much of a benefit right now to one side or the other. But there he moves in. Denny, not level 6 yet. This is the time to strike on your Stone Spirit. Shackle shot.
That's it.
But he turns back onto Matt and gets the kill there. Will Dendy go down? He should. Needs another right click. Pajkatt without the mana. There they will get it. Okay. So maybe worth it for Mad to kind of get the upper hand advantage there for Pajkatt in the mid lane. And kind of puts Dendy off a little bit longer from getting his level 6 while Pajkatt is about to get his.
Well, he got a lot of levels out of that. He got a lot of experience. He was actually diving top. Focus in trouble. No armor for 1 second. He should be okay as soon as the armor's here. I think. Maybe not.
I don't know.
The Wisp helping out there is shredding him here. He's slow. He even buys out. There's the stun, and that will be a kill. But Denny's alive now. This gets a little scary. Denny's not 6, though. He should be able to get this, though. Needs one more hit. Wisp is a little faster than him due to tether.
Something.
Oh, they want to turn back on him. They're waiting for him to turn the corner, but he's not there.
Man, that would have been a double kill if Dendy was 6 here. And Lotus should be fast.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Very close. Alliance commit for the dive. And because Ake has that bottle, he has so much sustained power for him and Loda that they are not afraid. They go on a relentless tear and take down the tree. Now 1-3 here early on.
There was actually a DD on the Wisp there. So first they get a haste, then they get a double damage rune.
The thing with Wisp, you never know what the hell if he has anything.
Yeah,
You
I
have
was
to
like, is this a Wisp cosmetic I haven't heard about? Nope, just a DD.
When I play Wisp, I have to like let my team know, guys, I'm in Viz right now. It may not look like it, but I'm not kind of going in the uncharted territory just to easily get picked off. But they do get the best of it, and those right clicks certainly help. Phobos will have to walk himself back up to the top lane here. He's now level 4. And if he was trying to farm quickly towards an Agam Scepter, he has a long way to go. Only 5 CS for him at the early start of this game.
Kill top, then he's got 6. Here comes the TP. That's Wisp showing up. So he'll be able to give some regen to Loda.
Yep. Overcharge from helps him get that fountain regen onto Loda. And Dendy just is going to have to work with the double stack here on the side for now, but can't move in quite yet. Uh-oh, he's actually moving over. Batrider, who has been working in the jungle and has disappeared from the bottom lane, could be something that he looks for. Niqua, who's about 1,500 gold here, working with the big camp. But it is Mad who's actually going to be going down here. It looks like along the bottom, maybe a bit of an overdrive or something. No, it was an overdrive from Na'Vi, and they get the kill.
Yeah, I like the skill build at advanced score here. A lot of people scoff at Ice Vortex. They think it's the weakest skill, but if you have any type of magic burst, it really enhances the damage you do. And it works on Chilling Touch as well. So as long as he knows where the Wraith King stun's about to land, he can drop the Ice Vortex, and you get an extra 20% there. And that's also comboed with the Venge stun and your right click. So it doesn't matter. It's kind of like having an early amplified damage in a lot of ways, and it's kind of a cool synergy they have. They've got minus armor and they have minus magic resistance. So the only thing Alliance is going to be able to do to survive is probably BKBs.
I'm always big on the Ice Vortex, but I actually would have looked at their lane with, Ray Fire Blast plus Vengeful Spirit Stun, and maybe you could have also landed an easy Cold Feet, but
you're right.
He's going right into all Ice Vortex, and you can't hate on that. The slow is even really, really good. And the extra bit of vision,
it's
long range.
Spammable. It's 4 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Put it out there all the time. It's really good.
So you're totally right about the Cold Feet, and if they were just worried about a single hero, Cold Feet is the better build by far. But when you translate into the mid game and Ancient Apparition has Brown Boots and 600 HP, you can't have reliability of casting Cold Feet, and some of the times it's not even a latch. So it's a lot safer to just drop down 3 or 4 Ice Vortexes, since you don't spend much mana in a team fight anyways as an AA, and then you're contributing a lot more, especially with the Storm. If he jumps on somebody and then he pulls somebody, all of the damage he's doing, with the exception of his wimpy right click, will be wasted.
Dendy with the Invis rune sees him.
He really wants
safe
that
he's
kill.
playing. He's like, I gotta get the hell. Look at Dendy. He's just like, I'm going in there.
Spotted.
Aha! Moves in. There's the jump. Nice tether to the south as the TP rotates in. He'll get shackle shotted, but Dendy makes a long committed jump to get the hell out of there. Yeah, they look for the chase. Oh.
Phobos is scouted as okay. He's gonna get low down.
Dire's top tower is under
scary.
attack.
And he can wait it out for the 8-minute rune if he wants to.
Yeah.
If he can. He's getting flanked from both sides. There's Mad.
Bad.
Jump in, fire blast. He's got the right click. Safe shot. Power shot. Oh, there's a big shackle. Denny's going to be taken down here. And will be. Okay. And a bounty rune. for Alliance.
I thought the Nico made a mistake there, but Dendi didn't have enough mana to escape from that, so it would have been a waste to use his ultimate there. It was better just to let them finish the chasing.
Alright, big grab for them. 2-4. It's Alliance who have the bit of early lane advantage. I mean, if we kind of count out what lanes went out well, I mean, Loda got a nice early pick on your tree. Plenty of farm, didn't really hand over a whole lot. I mean, Phobos has been kind of put in check. Mid lane, Pajkatt, they got that kill on the Dendi. So it's good for him. He's got the phase boots, and pretty much bottom lane, though, has been going pretty swell for Na'Vi. Havos is the head of the CS right now, 55-14 on his Wraith King. He's got a Midas build up.
That's really good.
You know, and he's been trying to be the dark horse, the silent one for his team, so that when he finally pops up in the battle, he catches Alliance off guard.
Midas is so good on this hero. You don't always need to build it, but the best part about it is the levels. The gold is obviously great because the hero is a great carry, with the exception of him getting kited, but you want to hit level 16 as fast as possible so that your ultimate cooldown is heavily reduced. Otherwise, the hero becomes a bit weak in some ways. But Midas is good, great attack speed. The hero's a fantastic carry. He's actually one of the best 6-slotted carries in the game because he has 2 skills that are essentially items. He's got 30% lifesteal skill, and he's got a crit as well, 15% for a triple hit there. He's not that hard to play. One stun and you're good. There's a little bit of attack movings, maybe some armlet toggling. I really like the armlet build, but this might... Well, he definitely needs armor. He should definitely build items around armor composite, so a Mjolnir is maybe not the best here, even though there are a lot of damage sources. Like a Mjolnir, this is a really good Mjolnir game, but the Slardar being in the game means that he has to buy armor items, otherwise he's going to die in 4 shots, so I feel like he has to go armlet this game, or at least like a Mjolnir AC or a Blade Mill. Mjolnir Blade Mill is a pretty cool build as well. That might be also a good option. So straight Radiance as well. Yeah, that's an option. It's not as good, I don't think. I'd rather get a Mjolnir over Radiance, I think. We'll have to see. But yeah, and of course when I say he's easy to play, it's not like anyone can do what the boss is doing. He's a kill is mad on the bottom lane. It's just simply the fact that he got the one clickable, at least for now, to work with. All I saw was a T, a left click, and then a right click. I can do that, man. Come on. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I couldn't get 70 CS at this point in the game, but it's a whole other level to make sure you prioritize your farm, your itemization, knowing when's the right time to fight. That's a whole other ball game. But as far as using the hero itself, you can probably have one finger and get that right fire blast off. So here we go. They make the best dagger. It's on Vincere, and easy follow-up. Pajkatt helps out with his focus fire. It's Bat Rider who does get the kill. And now Pajkatt can add some pressure on this tier 1. Don't have the focus fire for that tower, but still good damage here nonetheless. And it looks like he's going to be going right for the Agnums, or at least stepping off for the reliable point booster for now. This is the Slasher's Way purge. It is. We'll see what he gets for his damage item then. I think it's a pretty good Maelstrom game, actually. I think the main reason it'd be kind of good is because it'll help you break through the tree armor a bit faster, but you could get away with both items. You could go Daedalus, that's the Slasher's Way. I think Slasher is mainly right in that video, actually. I think his build is very good. But most people go Maelstrom Ags. That way your Maelstrom jump is a little bit more damage. The only argument I heard, which is something Alliance could be going for, is the build-up he had was typically more for split push, taking objectives. There's the jump. Dendi gets the pull. It's with an Ice Blast, but they just don't have quite enough follow-up. And a quick relocate from Ake. He's like, I'm here for you, buddy. Don't worry. Just to aid. Really I guess this is about taking Roche or something. Yeah, they needed the pull to be very close in melee range. Dendi's even opted for 2 levels in Remnant over more pull levels. So his disable is going to be a lot worse, but his damage is a bit higher, but he needs to get right on top of his opponents, so otherwise it's not going to do very much like what just happened. I don't think he was going to be able to kill him unless he was right on top of him. That would have been a really hard kill for Dendi. He had to like attack, pull, Remnant, and attack again before Windrun came off. It's only a 1-second stun. Like, you're not going to kill him before he presses Windrun, you know? Yeah. Hard stuff here for Na'Vi. They seem to be coming up short a little bit here when they try to make these gank moves, but yeah. He may go top. He had his sprint activated. He was like ready to party, but kind of second guesses his commitment onto this top lane, it looks like, and they'll have to wait. He obviously showed off his relocate there in the mid lane is something else that Na'Vi will have to keep tabs on as far as when they take an engagement. They quickly showed up and just try to rain on their parade. And Phobos, yep, he's going right for Ags there, Purge. He's got his own point booster now, thrown together. It's definitely the best way that he can contribute to the game as an offlane hero, which is, we never see Treant offlane really, because it's frankly not that amazing, it's not that impactful. He basically has to go offlane, and he has to get levels so that he can living armor people, and that's going to be his contribution in the early game, unless he goes for a team fight with Overgrowth. And then once he gets 4,000 gold, then he becomes kind of useful. Moderately useful. Quite useful, depending on how the team reacts to it. So this is pretty much why we don't see Treant offlane, but they're kind of forced into it due to the picks on Alliance.
And if he's able to get a lot of those eyes out there without Alliance keeping tabs on it, you can put it into the Alliance jungle, even on their neutral camps, and you get free farm just based on that alone. With the Overgrowth applying to all of the eyes, just get lots of free bounty there.
Yeah.
Alliance should be, you know, maybe when it first came out, you know, FNG was probably one of the first people to really go right for the Ags on the tree, and they didn't even bother with it, and they suffered from it because of all that huge vision. But now, as we see it more and more, and some of these teams are slowly bringing Treant Protector into their repertoire of drafts, teams are knowing what to look out for. So Phobos now uses his early level 1 gaze and just continues to soak up XP. A bit nervous as far as where Loda and Ake could be at any moment, because Loda does have that Blink Dagger and a Dust ready to go, so Treant needs to play it very cautious, very safe.
Phobos will continue farming. Command score is going to work. Oh, he's going 4-step first, actually. Yeah, this is a different school of thought for Ancient Apparition. There was a long time where A's didn't even build Ags. They would build things like 4-staff, Mech Arcanes. And then they started transitioning more into the, I just need to get Ags as fast as I can because I want to have teamfight contribution that doesn't necessarily revolve around me being in melee range. So, and then some people went back and forth on that, saying that wasn't necessarily good. You shouldn't do that. It's better to get items that are cheaper that you can contribute with. So he's opting for the contribution item, and I think that's a bit safer against the Bat Rider and all the other heroes that they're working with, because it's a much less expensive item and allows them to fight earlier and save themselves against a lot of heroes like Slaughter. So he might die right now, though. We have a TP coming to the bot lane. That's Pajkatt, probably setting up for a relocate. Vanscore is definitely the easiest kill here.
Yeah. Vanscore just trying to get more solo time to farm up. He's not going right for a Midas or anything. He's going for a 4-staff, and Shackle Shot not going to be able to connect on that creep. Vanscore a little too far back. Good defensive position.
So he saw Pajkatt coming, so knew he was going to shackle and backed up just in time.
There it is.
Going back to playing is very safe for him. It's good that he's playing this safe. There's so many heroes that can just blow him up.
It's very apparent. I mean, maybe if Dendy's able to kind of go off the rails with a Storm Spirit, for the rest of Na'Vi, they're playing it slow. I mean, I say that now they're smoked up, but Havos was taking all that time to farm up. Very safe play from Tree, safe play from Ancient Apparition. And now they are going towards the top lane here. They have had enough. As Loda making a go on to Phobos. Knocks out. Very nice overgrowth. And here comes the rest of Na'Vi. They get 2 quick hits and take out Aki. They're going to go for Loda next here. And a jump forward should finish him off, and it will. 2-man grab. Equal also in trouble. It's 3. Big fight for Na'Vi in the top lane.
Oh no! Oh, Venge just killed himself. He walked through the fire back to his base. What a mistake.
Whoops.
That didn't need to happen. But either way, really good fight for Na'Vi. Perfect timing. The enemies went on them, and they were able to jump in with their good mobility. That was a Blink Dagger on Havos, which he has. Great item on that hero. Can jump in. Storm Spirit obviously flies across the map whenever he wants to, as I'm sure you guys have encountered in your clubs. Maybe Pajkatt dying here. So in the bot lane, if he gets like 8 crits in a row, he's got to kill.
Oh, they're also making a go potentially on mid. Mad will be able to slip away, and Pajkatt will be saved on the bottom. It looks like they're from Okay, so they pull back, and now big fight for Na'Vi overall. Gets them right back into this game now. 6-6. Alliance need to be headstrong as far as what's happening. And look at this Loda going for a Midas next after the Blink Dagger.
The problem with Slardar as a carry is that he definitely peeks off in items. You can kind of get away with it because of the way your ulti functions. It just accelerates your damage, like having a big item. But
is under attack.
Eventually you're going to run out of items, especially against a Midas on Wraith King and a Midas. Stormsword doesn't have a Midas, but Storm farms really rapidly. So
yeah, with Bloodstone,
so the Midas is going to really help the Slardar to remain relevant and continue getting items, because a late game Slardar is scary. We talked about how scary Bash is, and it's completely true. If you get a lot of attack speed items, maybe even a Mask of Madness on Slar, he kills people really rapidly, so you got to be careful.
The name of the game for Alliance seems to be just get it done rapidly. I mean, you got on top of that, overcharge from Ake, focus fire from Pajkatt. Imagine, I mean, I assume the interaction if you get an overcharged Pajkatt with focus fire, that gets a bit ridiculous as well.
Yeah, that's ridiculous already.
Your towers will go down pretty damn fast. Plus, if he gets an AC on your Slark, or Slardar rather, it can get pretty ridiculous. Objectives and structures here from Alliance, but for now, creating space so that Loda can move in with Pajkatt and go right for Roche. And with your amp damage at level, no, not level 2 yet, actually. He's only level 10, so and level 1's more than enough, though. Yeah, to get it done.
But the Radiant team is coming. Focus Fire is working, but it only does so much. It's almost out as well, so DPS is about to fall down. If they get there in time, it's not going to be enough. They grab the Aegis, they get a kill, though. Barrett goes down first, over in some trouble as well. Dendy's pretty survivable here with the tree armor. Ends up picking off that kill as well. And I think Alliance is just going to try to get out. Aegis on Pajkatt. Here comes the A ulti, but there's not going to be a follow-up. Is there? Stun lands on Pajkatt. He's getting kind of low. Dendy goes high ground, but he's out of mana. And there's the relocate from the Wisp. That is going to sacrifice Wisp's life, but
maybe Loda can blink and get a tether, but I doubt it. I mean, they have plenty here to stop the little ball from getting away.
Oh, he brings it back. They're fighting.
They're going to go for a fight. Rose is in trouble. Could lose his first life will. And Soriko next, very weak and wounded, has to pull back and away. Navi, we're not expecting that one, but it is Rose is able to get a hold of that precious Aki, but he would have died in front of us, so it still could be very good. Follow up, Nikwa gets a beautiful lasso onto Dendy and a focus fire from Pajkatt. Rose, second life, trying to run. Amp damage, flame break back. He's going for his majesty. Shackle shot slows him down.
He bites back. Oh, he gets stunned again. There's a
Dendy
dieback.
goes down for the second time, jumping in for a commitment. Oh no! Now Phobos trying to run. And we'll make it out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Not what Navi wanted.
Tower has fallen.
And Alliance, man, what they just were like, let's do it. They go right back in, and Navi were anticipating just a quick and easy kill onto Ake.
Yeah, thought Dendy did that badly. It's sad to say, but they started the fight really well. There was the living armor on Dendy to start off. That way the cooldown would be up fast. And he went for a Bloodstone first build. That way he can leverage this extra armor with big HP, but I mean, Alliance just outplayed them. I didn't think they were going to come back. They were probably like, oh yeah, we got an easy tower, we want to fight, blah, blah, blah. And then they just turned around and blew everybody up. The Overgrowth did deny them for a little bit there, but they just kept going. And they also got Focus Fire. Pajkatt went back to base and then returned again. He was the one that actually got brought back with the tether. Yeah, he was. Yep. Yeah, he grabbed eggs on the way when he returned, so he did way more damage to Dendy than he would have otherwise. He went from like 40% damage reduction to 15. Yeah. So it's essentially like you're playing a Medusa with max attack speed. It was really good.
All that put together is just the formula for Alliance to be like, we can take this fight, but we're waiting for the double damage, and that's my double damage. I'm going to use. Does have Aegis.
No ult on it.
Okay.
He gets gripped in. This is actually really damage.
Good swap. Does save him. So Nico going to be right there. Both stepping on with the ancient camp. Nico can get above, but then he dead. He could go down again.
Keep falling.
He barely makes it. He gets sniped from Pajkatt. Oh, Pajkatt catches a beautiful lash. Dendy will go down again.
Wow.
Navi lose 3. Alliance continue to look very strong here. Oh, unfortunate for Navi. Oh my God. Alliance just know how to take control. And now look at this 2.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
That went from what was Navi having the upper hand with getting the most across the map, good net worth, good engagements, and then a quick die back there on the bottom. Big fight for Alliance. Now 2 big fights for him.
I really like this Slardar versus the Storm. It's a bit unconventional. It doesn't quite make sense, but you just want to burst down that hero in the short amount of stuns you have, and he's got a 2.5 second stun. He's really mobile with sprint. He's got a blink, as all Slardar should have, and then of course you can lower Storm's armor. Storm's armor is good, but it's not amazing. If you get minus armor on top of it, it becomes terrible, and then all that big HP that Storms are working with ends up being a lot more worthless. So I think Slardar may actually be a serious solution against the Storm Spirit in your pub games. I'm gonna do it too.
You're going to do it?
Slardar versus Storm.
I welcome Slardar.
I like playing Slardar.
Maybe if he gets more play, then they'll recognize that they need to actually update his look. He just is hideous. This Tiara set certainly helps.
Yeah, it actually helps a lot. It looks pretty okay like that.
Yeah,
but
that's the best thing you can get, though.
If you get behind a Slardar, though, the hero's kind of rough, especially if you get aggressively tri-lane and you have a tough time. But he's still a decent tri-lane hero. You just have to be very finicky. He's not a very typical carry. You don't just jump in and do tons of damage. It's more like, I'm going to get gold by killing you and never dying kind of a thing. Weave in and out of the fight, and he's probably going to go BKB immediately. He definitely needs it to stop the AA damage, the stuns, the storm damage, all that good stuff.
And let's check base here with Phobos on his tree. He's got 2 of the 4 components for the Agnum Scepter, but still a ways to go. And even by that point, he's got to get those eyes all out there, hope that Alliance are onto it. Could be a bit before we see this tree be a big factor, still trying to get level 10. At 22 minutes in, this is your offlane tree. you can just kind of see how much of a struggle it's really been. Really, all he can do in these fights in the meantime is hope that he gets off a decent level 1 overgrowth. But that doesn't really stop Alliance from using everything. Just locks him in place temporarily. So,
well, on the bright side, Havosis hit level 16, which is really high. He's going to be ulting every 60 seconds, so he doesn't have to worry as much when he fights. He went for a Maelstrom here, which is a decent attack. It's like a good damage item, but the downside is he's going to be a little bit vulnerable to Slardar ulti. So I really feel like he's got to get some armor soon. Maybe a Blade Mail first into an AC, or maybe Maelstrom into Blade Mail first.
Yep. Plants himself to the tree. Sees somebody kills somebody. Easy quick grab for him. Ice Blast does come in, and Vos rotates up.
Doesn't have his blink.
Now they look to turn back. Loda might commit to this one. Okay, looks out the amp damage.
That's a lot of minus armor.
What is it at now? Level 2?
Minus 15. It's so much. It's actually a really good ult at level 1 if you think about it.
It was
it's
buffed
like,
recently too, wasn't it?
Yeah, the base amp damage is really high. I think it used to be lower.
Radiant's top tower
Down to
is
5
under
seconds.
attack.
That one was actually really big because when you initiate with Slardar, you amp damage a guy and you hit him like 4 times, and then you BKB and you remove amp damage. So really, during a team fight, the cooldown's like 10 seconds. You only get like 1, maybe 2 chances to use Slardar, and it's kind of wasted because they just remove with BKB. They're gonna try to catch somebody. I don't think they'll be able to. So it was a really big buff to Slardar. It helps him work better in more team fights, or if you amp damage as you initiate, they BKB, you can re-amp damage a couple seconds later. It's a big advantage to Slardar that he was really missing before.
You can use it between camps to farm like he's doing right here as well.
Yeah, it's only 25 minutes. Really spammable. It's actually a pretty good ability, I
Dire's
think.
top tower
I like
is
it.
under attack.
I feel like do you ever see this hero in
Dire's
ability draft? I don't know if you ever play
structures are
ability
Ability drafts?
Yeah, but I feel like it'd be a really good ability draft skill, and I never see it.
You'd think so, but sometimes when I play that, there's like people in there who that's all they
Dire's
play,
top
and they have
tower
just
has
already
fallen.
formulated the best possible, like, they just have exploited everything, you know?
I usually just do that against my subs since I played it way more than them, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I'm more about like the 5v5 all same hero mid lane thing.
That's pretty good too. Like that. I've liked ability draft a bit more. It's very theory crafty.
It is.
And it's not just about get the skills, it's also about like figuring out what the hell you build. You're like, so I've got all these skills that don't synergize very well. Do I get
Sometimes you
drums
end up with
every
an
game?
OP hero or like a crap hero. And you're like, well, I thought this was going to be good. Now I realize I actually don't have any mana because I didn't have an intel hero. And
Dire's
Now
top
he's supposed to-
tower
oh,
is
quick
under
pop in the
attack.
smoke. They see Host here. His first life could be a quick one. Moving out. Big Ice Blast does connect, but there's the first life. Strong here. Rose pops his BKB, but yeah, the swap back now. Equal could be in trouble. And
He's got to be careful.
there's the quick
He's
tag.
so almost dead. Yeah, that's it. Focus fire cleans him up. Just does too much damage.
And now Phobos could be in trouble. There's a 4-staff save from Vincere.
Oh, the stun. Big ravage.
3-man stun from Loda. And they're going to clean out the rest of Na'Vi with the exception of Dendi, who is already at the bottom lane. Nake, of all people, with a double kill.
There are not a lot of carries that can do an AoE 2.5 second stun every 8 seconds. Unless we're talking about like Axe or something. I mean, that was such a big stun there, and that's all you need on
Radiant's
Slardar to
middle
make him
tower
good.
is under attack.
I do like their synergy though. They picked a mid core that is physical damage. He is going the slasher build. Picked up the Demon Edge, going to be going Daedalus. Going to be really good synergy with the amp
Radiant
damage.
structures
Even
are
though
fortified.
Wraith King does have 2 lives, as you can see there, he still died pretty quick, and that was with the
Radiant's middle
BKB.
tower has
But I think
fallen.
the problem was that his first life, he maybe needed the BKB there, was mostly magic nukes, and the second one was just death from focus fire. He actually really needs armor.
Well, who's going to get it for him, though? I mean,
gotta be
you
him.
can get your, but he has Medallion on Vengeful Spirit. You could put it on an ally now, so that's something.
Yeah, that was a really good buff to Medallion.
We don't see it that way enough, though.
I just don't know if BKB. Yeah, he did need BKB though. They have so many stuns. They've got Slar stun. They've got Shackle. They've got Ogre Magi. If he just gets stunned and ignited, he's gonna have a really bad time in the fight.
Is it worth for him to invest in like an AC just so he can get the extra bit of an armor boost?
I would do that over a Maelstrom here. I think it would be the better way to go.
Well, we'll see if that's going to be.
He doesn't need damage. He
case
just
or
needs
not.
survivability.
Dendi was able to finish his Bloodstone. Obviously, not the quota he was hoping for.
Yeah,
He's
not at
even
all.
brought down like 3 different times, but he does manage to get it. Full 8 charges and see if he can make the best of it here. But this is obviously not what you want to get out of your Storm Spirit games. So he's going to try to shake that off and pull out a bit of a comeback here. As Alliances to move back and farm up. They're sporting a very nice 7,500 net worth advantage. XP roughly the same here. I imagine they're going to be waiting for the Roche to come up as they continue to scout it out with the Sticky. It's got about 30 more seconds, and it'll be at the ready here. Alliance and more dominance across the map and control. They're going to be more free to kind of grab it for themselves.
We've actually got a really farmed Ogre Magi as well. He's almost got eggs. It's very close, about 1,000 away, 800 away now.
So he could get Ags quicker than the tree, unfortunately.
Man, that would be...
Tree's actually only 200 away.
But I would much rather have an Ogre with Eggs. The trees are good for scouting primarily. Using the damage against good players becomes harder and harder.
Ooh.
It's a scary
went on the hunt, but Pavos has already been scouted out, amped up, and Alliance left. Na'Vi just reaching to try to get any sort of pick. Try to bring this game back for themselves. The items continue to come together here. Nikwa. Boots of Travel on his Bat Rider, so your typical Bat Rider tool belt is a Force Staff Blink Dagger. Now Boots of Travel, and as you saw there, Treant Protector. He's got the Agnum Scepter. Where is his first eye going to go? Is he going to put it here? Hell yeah. There it is.
For farming.
Yep.
This is a pretty good spot as well.
Eyes on mid is there's going to be a nice jump there. I'll even bring down Mad, but it costs him his first life. Quick takedown of the Vengeful Spirit support there from Loda. And now it looks like Na'Vi want to get the hell out. And they will.
So fast. But it's okay. He's got an eggs, or he's got his ultimate. That's what it's for.
Yep.
But Pajkatt killed him very rapid. That was even without amplified damage. So things are looking pretty scary for him.
60 seconds is more than enough for Alliance to move and take this over. So it is fine with that. Natural motion.
That's the other part of Dota. You can take Roche so rapidly, faster than any other combo, honestly. Just break the
minus
break the
20
Lincolns.
armor.
That's so much.
It's ridiculous.
Do you know that there's a minus armor cap that's actually 20?
Really?
Yeah. You can't go any more than that, I believe.
Right.
I assume that hasn't been changed since Dota. That's what it was like in Dota 1 at least.
I don't know. I've never really seen it pushed to its limit, but I don't think I've also seen anything
rare.
more than minus 20 as it is. So.
Yeah. That's talking like Deso with amp damage or something.
Medallion, Wave.
Yeah.
That's not on their side quite yet. I don't think they're going to be building any additional minus armor on top of what already they got. So for now, they kind of make do here on the bottom
Radiant's
lane.
bottom tower
Taki's been kind of like this silent support like he is. He's level 11 on his Wisp. Just got to give these supports their attention that they do deserve, of course. He's got the second level relocate, doing the wards, got the urge going for him on the other side. Vance is trying to build his own Agnum Scepter on his ancient operation. He's already got the point booster, and he'll try to help out this bottom lane. As he does get the Ice Blast to connect onto Ake here. Will prevent him from getting a bit of sustain, but it's just split push now coming up from Na'Vi. They want to get this 2-2 top lane, but they're high ground, pretty contested, and with Pajkatt and Focus Fire, they might need to get here pretty damn fast.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And they're happy with that. That was just a little bit of rat stuff. And they actually also left top lane. They were really trying to fight there. So a huge advantage going to Alliance from that.
A little bit of that Bulldog there lingering about as they get a quick objective and a quick retreat without having to engage.
Havost has made Mjolnir, so this gives him better attack speed. The only downside to Mjolnir on Wraith King is that the lightning strikes don't get crit, so your crit is a little bit worse. And you also can't lifesteal from it, but now let's grab on Vengeance. This is really bad stun here. They need to stop at, but he gets a stun off. Shackle on him as well. Smart goes in. Denny's in a lot of trouble. The minus army gets killed in the 2 seconds that he's stunned. And both trying to do anything here, maybe reflecting some damage to Loda, but more stuns. And that minus armor, look at that. That's a 4-shot from the mid Windranger. Can he get out? He gets BKB'd up.
Oh, my God, that was like 2 quick shots and he's done for. Vanscore is going to be next here, and yeah, that is 4 down. Only Tree to survive, and their racks are going down thereafter.
You got to get the armor items when you're playing Wraith King against minus armor drafts. You have to.
Ridiculous.
Otherwise, your life is worthless. Your HP becomes worthless, and your 2 lives end up being so few. So obviously, the main issue is that Pajkatt is really farmed, and he hasn't died yet. That's a big issue. But if you're against minus armor drafts, a lot of times you have to go armlet because it's a hybrid damage item, really efficient. You get 60 damage for 2,400 gold, and you also get a bit of armor out of it. Maybe armlet in an Maelstrom would have been better. I'm not sure.
But they get the racks they want to get as much as they can before His Majesty comes back from the grave. 20 more seconds for her.
Radiant's middle tower
Pavos comes back. They get the tier 3, and they're super happy with that.
Middle tower
They didn't even lose their Aegis in that either.
That was
Pajkatt
a
still
good
holds
play.
it. I mean, that
might AL team, but he's... Oh, he actually does get hit.
Oh, and Hawkeye gets
He's
hit
not
by
going to
it.
die, though, because it's not Ags
Only
yet.
level, what, 2? Non-Ags? Yeah,
The non-Ags part is the huge part. It doubles the duration. So, it actually does a lot of damage. Level 2 does 20 damage per second for 9 seconds.
Yeah.
If that's an Ags, that's like an extra
3
400
days.
damage. Yeah.
It's like one of the best Ags in the game. It's just it's almost essential to get on something like AA because it seriously does feel like it goes on for the rest of the match. It's crazy.
Really good if you catch a lot of people, but if you only catch one guy, you're like, why did I spend 4,000 gold on this guy that was going to die anyway?
Yeah.
So that's why people sometimes change his item build. You don't always get good value out of it. If you do like the big global ultis, you catch your whole team, you're like, yeah, this is easily worth it. They can't heal. We've got 17 seconds to get them to 20% HP and they die.
Yeah, that's why you also see him paired a lot with like a Faceless Void. You get the easy Ice Blast connection. You don't have to be that far to make it work. So
got an AC on Loda, so even more minus armor, and most importantly, his survivability is stupidly high now.
Oh my goodness.
There's decent magic damage on Navi, but Slar is looking real scary this game. His mobility is just fantastic. Sprint plus blood.
Show it off here. Sprint also was buffed. I mean, if we're just going to go on entirely how good Slar was, it's more frequent.
Yeah, it was like a reduced duration, lowered cooldown.
That means you could sprint out from Fountain now, get to lane, and it's going to be off cooldown, so you don't have to worry about eating more damage when you get to the lane. It's just a free trip from Fountain to lane that much faster, and its efficiency even to go from camp to camp.
Yeah.
Just a lot more frequent. Very, very good.
Better
Radiant's
control when
top
it's on and when you don't want it to be on. Whereas before it was like, I guess I'm using sprint, guys. I'm committed for the rest of the fight.
People thought for a while he should just get a toggable sprint. I think that would have been a bit too much.
Oh yeah, that would be OP. There's no way. That's like saying, that's not fair.
At one point you're like, I'll just have it on all the time.
Yeah, that's like a Mask of Madness that you can turn off when you need it. Basically, that's not balance.
Well, it seems like he's in a decent place here, or at least Loda's showing that he could be of value. We've seen other teams like NIP really flaunt with it back at Starladder Season 11. And Na'Vi.
They've got good trees up here. They could maybe, if Barometer gets a little bit too close on their side, they could initiate on him.
It's a lot of trees.
Maybe
a lot of overgrowth spread.
Yeah, he would love some. Probably here and here. These ones would be great as well. That's where he needs to put the trees.
He's got some. I actually didn't notice he put some down even on the Alliance side here. Over in the jungle.
Yeah, that's just increases farm. I mean, anytime he happens ult, he's going to get an extra 400 gold, and that's why this strat is pretty cool. But it's not working, obviously. 0, 3, and 1 on him. It's not unexpected. This guy's a great player, but there's only so much you can do with the tree on this. Maybe Dendi didn't think out his plan when he picked as much. He might grab something here. Almost. Oh, he actually gets ulted. That AOT as well. That's a dead hero. Loda goes in to try to turn things around, but great swap keeping Dendi alive. They might be able to turn again. Barrier finally goes down. Blink forward by Host, but he gets the amp damage, and his armor is so low. Press BKB. That's going to help a lot. Actually gives him bonus armor. But look, he still dies so fast to Pajkatt. And now Over is going to die as well.
Yeah. Oh man, Dendi double kill for him. Goes with his second life, just gets blown up. Pajkatt unleashing the fury with his bow. Look at the Robin Hood here as he catches out. Nope, no power shot, but definitely gets the kill right there. Godlike for Pajkatt with a double kill on top of it. Dominating for Loda. Could be a quick one here, Purge.
This build is actually so good. I'm so impressed how much damage this does. Mostly, Windrangers always really peak off in damage. It's like, oh, you have an Ags and a Maelstrom. That's pretty scary. But look at this now. Like, that's all he has. He has a BKB. He's barely spent money on damage items in a sense, but Ags becomes a damage item here. Daedalus becomes a damage item. I just feel like Windrangers that are normally like this that don't go Daedalus, their damage is good but not amazing. And Pajkatt's damage is frankly amazing right now. It is so much. I mean, a lot of that's the amp damage as well. But he's killing the Wraith King as if the guy is just already has amp damage on him. It's like a 3-shot, and he can focus fire that for full damage. It's amazing. It's such a good build.
Radiant Courier does go down in a pretty awkward spot up over here. Not even near anyone from the side of Na'Vi. Just goes from bad to worse, I guess, with something like that. As they'd already lost their bottom setup. Fortunately for them, Alliance didn't really kind of push the tempo to get themselves into the Na'Vi base. But it did cost Havos his buyback, so now he's going to be down the buyback for now. Still hasn't really gotten anything on top of the Mjolnir from this point.
Yeah.
So he's just as susceptible to all that huge armor and damage.
And it just got worse because they just got an AC, so
yeah,
it's just going to get worse and worse. And Windrangers about to grab another item. The itemization, he may have thought like, oh, whatever, I'll get armor afterwards and maybe AC, but a lot of the times, as you saw in this game, his KDA is still good, but there was too many fights where he just died right at the start, and that was a lot of their DPS, so he needed to be a little bit more survivable.
Mid lane, Loda, Overgrowth, and Ice Blast pops his BKB, gets the stone and Dendi, and wants to get the hell out of there, as Hibos will be able to chop down the Wisp. Dendi can't commit too far on getting a hold of Loda thereafter. So they pull back and away. Dendi trying to make a recovery, but was brought down a couple of times, did manage to put together 8 charges again on his Bloodstone, and now he has the plate mail. Is he going to have to be the AC holder here for Na'Vi just so they can get that extra armor on their side?
Yeah, against Slaughter, you do need to buy armor items in the early game. You really do. I think this game has proved it in a lot of ways, and even if Dendi doesn't want to build the Shivas right now, it's just a pickup that he kind of needs right now. He could finish the Shivas, probably save for buyback because I could win them team fights pretty heavily, but for now it's just a casual plate and definitely something he needs. All their damage is on both Windranger and Slar, and it's all physical, so there's some magic, I guess, especially with Ogre having Axe. He can actually burst people down pretty well. So
Na'Vi, I mean, what's the game plan for him? Stalling out, they have great defensive vision to see what's coming, but it's going to be hard to stop Alliance from getting what they want at this point in the game, and now they smoke up. They're just looking to find a big team fight and end this one. Take out Na'Vi 2-0. All the people to get. Good swap save right though from Sumiko, trying to be the babysitter. Will play with his own life, but look at Phobos. He's going to drop the Overgrowth here. Not worth it yet. There is going to be a pop. Plus the Ice Blast did connect here. And Alliance continue to go on the move. Find out Van score. And they take him down.
Oh, they get him.
Dendi, no mana, nowhere to go. Bash blocked down. He's dead. 3 down all day. Now Alliance moves back towards the side. Purge, you look a little upset.
I'm okay. I'm just thinking about the game. It looks like Alliance is very much going to win this game, so I'm trying to think where Na'Vi went wrong. I feel like maybe Dendi tried to gank a little bit too much in the early game. He roamed a lot more than most Storms do. Most Storms farm really heavily, but deal so much Bloodstone first. You could criticize that item build, but like, Dendi's Storm has always had a bit of a different item build than the standard at the time. I remember when Storm was being figured out maybe 1 or 2 TIs ago, he would go Sheep first, actually. He would go like Tread Sheep when everybody else was going to Orchid if they did play Storm. And I think Storm's pretty figured out right now, but Dendi still isn't playing standard. He's still getting Bloodstone first. Almost every Storm goes Orchid.
I mean, do you feel like that the draft that Na'Vi threw together, there was potential to make it work?
It's not about Dendi, really. I mean, they have an offlane tree which hasn't accomplished anything. That's an issue. I think those side build is a little bit wrong, and he should have gone an armlet at least for damage. Other than that, it was just really good fights from Alliance. Alliance played a lot of these fights really well. But I think could have more items here. He's definitely underperforming.
White this actually grab big ulti actually from the A, still on it. Dendi balls through as well, going on the support, but he's just getting focus fired after he gets hexed, and immediately Pajkatt picks him up.
Pajkatt's doing so much damage. He's eating a lot of it here, but he's going to just turn on to Hibos and finish him off. That's the first life from him. Meanwhile, in the back line, Phobos will go down thereafter. Hibos comes back. He wants Ake, but he is now taking on a lot of Alliance members. And they're showing him the mid-ages. Dendi again moving in, and he has to commit suicide. He is out. Minute. No buyback. See you later, Na'Vi. Alliance, wipe him clean. Only have to lose their little Wisp, who buys a BKB in victory. Now Alliance shot themselves into the base, and we'll be able to go for the tier 4s now. And that's it. We're done, Purge. Game 1 was pretty close, but Game 2, Alliance...
It was okay for a while, just the mid-game, the if your synergy on Alliance was too low, and offense just... It didn't do anything, and that put us in such a position where the game just ended, so... I really, thank you, Slasher. There it is. He deserved that completely because he wrecked that game, and that item build really paid off. The Daedalus was by far the item build. I think that is. Slasher has a lot of weird item builds most of the time, but that was the most standard one. It was by far the most efficient. He did a great job figuring that one out, honestly. It won them that game. If that was a Maelstrom, the game would have been a lot harder.